next speaker, Bruce, is going to tell us all about being #1 in Google, thanks to WordPress. How many people here have seen their ranking change with their blogs now that they have a WordPress blog? Pretty dramatically, I think. Let's welcome Bruce.
Just to get an idea of who we all are, how many of you are actual full-time developers or IT people of some sort? Okay, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the other guys. I'm a real estate guy. I'm not an IT guy. But about a year or so ago, I started looking at some of my competitors in town and saying, how come they're ranking and I'm not? I started asking around, found some guys that had trained under some of the gurus out there. Who's ever heard of Evan Pagan? He's real big in the dating web space as far as selling dating stuff for guys. How about Frank Kern? Who's heard of him? Okay, so a lot of you guys have heard of some of these guys, and these guys, you spend $10,000 or more to go to their workshops. And I ran into a guy, who's ever heard of a guy named Roland Frazier? Couple. Okay, Roland trained under these guys years ago. Roland's also partners with a friend of mine in Austin who's in the real estate business, and I went to some of their workshops, and he basically, in about an hour, showed us some tips and tricks, and we were getting first page of Google in an hour and a half from our WordPress blogs. And you say, well, wait a minute, that takes weeks and months, and you got to do all the right things, and all this. We were doing it for free in an hour and a half. And here's basically what we did. Here's my short outline. There's probably some of you that know a lot more details about this than I do. All I know is this is what works, and I'm not an IT guy. We went out and found some articles. In some cases, we borrowed some articles from some other people that were in our space. In my case, it was buying and selling mortgages privately. And we found some good content. We rewrote it or did some research and wrote, what we knew, made it keyword rich. And how do we know which were good keywords? Who's anybody familiar with Google's keyword tool? The AdWord keyword tool. Google Analytics does it if you have an AdWords account. And basically find good words for your space and see if they're being searched. In my case, and some of you are online now, if you Google Dallas note buyer, at least a few hours ago, I was #1 and #3, and been there for 9 months. And all I've done is gone out and tweaked that site on WordPress, maybe once or twice a month. If I did it more often, I'd probably get more rankings on the page. I've got some buddies that tweak their site weekly, and they own the first page for their space. In some cases, they own the first 2 pages. So you want to knock out the competition, that's the way to do it. How many of you are selling something online? Or trying to drive, okay, about half of you are trying to drive traffic to your site to sell something, because what's the point if you're not making money doing this, right? So what we did is we picked certain keywords, used Google Analytics tool, see if there's decent searches on there, and when I say decent searches, several 100,000 searches a month. If you're up in the millions and millions, it might be too competitive. For instance, if you did Google Analytics on the word real estate, there's something like 60 million, or I forget, it was tens of millions of searches. That's too hard to compete with, and I'm not going to spend 25 bucks a click on AdWords. So the niches work the best. When I say niches, even though I'm in real estate, my niches are I pick certain zip codes. Okay, who's used zip codes in their content to narrow in? A couple of you know this trick. Okay, it really works. So for instance, one of my other spaces is multifamily real estate, but I know where my buyers want to buy multifamily stuff, so I'm searching multifamily stuff in North Oak Cliff, 75208. And guess what? I come up on the first or second page every time when you search that. Now, are your customers searching those terms? In many cases, no. They don't know to search 75208. But if I tell them, hey, target the areas when you're searching, and this is for my customers, I get to talk to them all the time. What are you searching and how are you searching it? So I'm kind of training my customers what to look for, and then, of course, that's the content I've got out there. And in your articles, everybody knows how to create a WordPress blog, and I'm assuming most everybody knows how to create a WordPress blog. Okay? If you don't, that's a whole nother lesson. It's as Tony said, it's easy. It's one of the best tools I've seen out there. a trivia question, and I'll buy you a Coke if you know this. Where is WordPress actually housed? On whose servers? Anybody know? It's really close to here too. It's in Plano. Do you know? Nope. Nope. Layered Technologies in Plano. A friend of mine actually owns that company. And that's one of his biggest customers. The next biggest customer was the Obama campaign. Won't get into that. But anyway, the basics of what I did was to get my number one, and right now I think it's 1 in 3, was I took my articles, I made my article, and I did several. And when I say several, at least 5 or 6. I think I have 9 or 10 out there right now. And I always change them. Make your article content and relevant. Relevancy is the most important thing in Google. Google votes, and again, I know the rules are changing every day, and some of you probably know more than I do about that. There was one little thing we were doing several months ago, doesn't work at all today. Okay, so read the articles that are out there on it, keep up with it is the best thing I can tell you. What we did is we took some keywords, for instance, like Dallas note buyer, or Dallas private notes, private mortgages. We took all those kind of words that were related to that, and the Google Analytics tool will give you, I don't want to call it synonyms, but they'll give you related terms. Look at the ones that get a lot of searches and build those into your articles. That's the easy way. Let Google tell you what to put in your articles. Don't just, the other thing is, and I've seen people do this that are just starting out, don't put your keywords over and over and over in an article. Space them throughout the article, maybe once or twice per paragraph. How many of you have kids? How many of those kids have cell phones and they're online? Who are they talking to at night? You think? How do you know your 14-year-old isn't talking about anal sex or something online? You don't. This company called WebSafe developed an application that if your kid's having sexual content chats, you'll get a message, you'll know about it. It blocks all the known porn sites. It has a 4,000-word dynamic vocabulary that will alert you. Really cool app for parents. They took it a step further. Anybody know what the #1 killer of teenage drivers is right now? You got it. They have an app that can prevent your kid from texting while driving. It actually works off triangulation, and you can set it, for example, I set my kids 11 miles an hour. It disables the keypad. Pretty cool. It also tells you, is little Johnny in school like he's supposed to be? Why is little Johnny driving 85 miles an hour down Central? Okay, so it's got some cool settings on it. It's, I think, for the PC, all your PCs and all your cell phones, I think it's $45 a month or something like that. Brand new company, just started. Doesn't work on all the cell phones yet, but it works on a bunch of them. But cool apps that keep your kids safe. Anyway, any other questions? Appreciate your time, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Of course, we're all tweeting, and now anal sex is being linked with our hashtag. I'm sure that I know you guys